I think that she is the most beautiful woman in Love Island history. I'll die on it.
I feel like you might be prisoner of the moment. Zach didn't even pull anything. He just got pulled. Kenzie's wrong here.
She's unhinged.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag. What we're going to do is maybe go through each cast member that has come on so far, get into some of the things that have gone on so far in the first week.
I love you both.
Be smart. I'm telling you, on this show, if you're the hot girl on the thing and another hot girl comes on, get cool with her. As opposed to, now we have to pick sides. We saw what happened. Kayda is not to be played with. It was a good get back. It wasn't, no, I'm going to get you back. No, I'll go after your man.
She kind of does this creepy smile. Yeah. She was like...
It's sad because Melanie's now going to come off as crazy.
Saying that she needs 10.
I need 10.
I think that Bea coming off the way that she did just kind of opened the doors.
And there was just a random bombshell waiting on him. He would just make out with them.
And then he goes,
yeah,
don't tell the guys.
I don't think y'all should ever do anything like that. All right, welcome to this week's Love Up for Debate. We're going to have a little bit of a special edition today. We're not going to read a couple stories. We're actually going to do a quick recap of the first week of season 8 of Love Island.
Our favorite show.
Listen, we like us a little bit of trash TV, okay? All right, it's a guilty pleasure for sure. And I know there's a lot of fans out there that you guys like it too. So I know you're used to us reading a couple stories, but I do feel like that Love Island does kind of incorporate what we do and into kind of, you know, just a long version of it, right? There's just consistent stories. And we like to give our expert opinion. I don't know what makes it expert, but we give it anyways. But we love Island. It's a lot of fun. So we figured we'd just do some recaps each week, maybe of that of the week, and see how it goes. Before I get into it, please hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate all your viewership. We appreciate the fan base, the growing fan base, and to keep coming with these new content and all this production we got going on. Hit that like and subscribe button to help support us and, go from there. Without further ado, what we're going to do is maybe go through each cast member that has come on so far. Then we'll get into Bombshells. We'll get into some of the things that have gone on so far in the first week. But it's a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of stories that come out of this, even though sometimes they're a bit exaggerated. These are things that couples go through, and there's a lot of content to discuss because I still feel like it's relatable to people in real life, right?
Yeah,
because these are people's real life. So let's get into it. Without further ado, I'm gonna have you
go through the cast.
Let's get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's a great cast so far.
Yeah,
so we'll start with the ladies because we are special creatures.
Yes.
Absolutely. We have Trinity. We have Melanie.
Yep.
We have Anaya. Miss Kenzie.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have Beatriz.
Yep, goes by Bea.
Mm-hmm. I love her name.
Yeah, great name.
And then for the fellas, we have Sincere. We have
actually, no, it's Sincere.
Do you?
Yeah, but he's black.
It's a very I don't know, that name.
Yeah, he's a black dude though. He's not this guy's Hispanic, Latino? Yeah.
Yeah, something to that extent. Yeah. And then we have Bryce. We have Sean, we have Zach, we have KC. I don't know why I can never.
About KC.
The two letters. Did I miss anyone?
Nope. I think that's it. That's the main cast.
The OG.
Yeah.
Cast.
Yep. You got Zach as well. Okay, great. Yeah. So I guess we could talk about the initial coupling, how it all started off, and then maybe talk about, I guess, who we think will last long. Well, after the first week, we can kind of already start guessing who isn't going to last, right? But initially, we'll talk about who got coupled up first and kind of the whole dynamic there. All right, so they had a game where they had a two-sided door, girls on one side, guys on the other, and then they would ask them very basic questions, right? And just see who relate to what. And then on each side, of course, because it's America, they would all make out, which is not my favorite part of the show, but they all make out if they're on the right side of the door. They answered the same, if they had the same answer. So essentially, they would ask, like, if you like cats, do you like dogs, or do you like plants, right? And the girls on one side would go to whoever liked the dogs, whoever liked the cats, and then the guys would go on their side. They couldn't see each other, and then the door would open, and then everybody would kind of,
make
join
out
up, right?
With each other.
And then so they're kind of basically just trying to figure out who vibed with who, and so yeah, there was a point where Casey chose plants instead of dogs and cats, and nobody was on the other side, right? Because nobody was a plant person.
He tried to be cool about it.
He said he was trying to be edgy.
Really
shout out to plants, man. Ain't no wrong with plants, bro. I'm with you, dog.
They're living creatures.
Cat person myself, but I like plants. Yeah, so and ultimately ended up with him not really getting picked. Anaya stood behind another door, but she also didn't get picked from the guy's door she was standing behind, and so they ultimately ended up together. And I've seemingly been actually okay so far. I don't know the vibes. They haven't really focused much on their relationship.
They haven't.
Don't know if there's a lot of romance there. Could be, not sure. But I guess we'll see. Because there's some stuff coming up. But anyways, I'll let you get more into the couples.
Yes, absolutely. And then so let's see here. We had so Zach. Who did Zach couple up with originally? Kenzie.
Yeah.
Because that turned into a whole thing.
And we'll get into Zach and Kenzie. Yeah, this one got crazy for sure.
So crazy.
For sure, yeah.
And then our girl Melanie.
We love us some Melanie. Yes.
We do.
Melanie is going to be a star this season for sure.
She's probably going to be like the next Huda. And I don't know.
Okay, hold on. You disrespecting. Don't disrespect Melanie like that, okay?
She's a very classy
girl.
Ain't
nothing like no Huda, okay?
But the emotions, though, I don't know.
Kenzie's more like Huda than Melanie.
Okay, no. Great point.
Yeah,
Great point.
No, yeah.
But Melanie coupled up with Sincere the very first night.
Yep.
And then Beatriz or Bea coupled up with Sean. Right?
Yep.
First night.
Yep.
And then I already mentioned Trinity and Bryce.
Yep.
I think those were all of our like OG day one couples.
Yeah.
So very first coupling up. So that is what we have.
Okay, so I just want to kind of, before we get into Bombshells, obviously, since we've gotten to the end of the week and we'll go through it, there have been some, there's been some switch ups in the couples already. But originally, when I first saw the couplings, I don't know if I was really sold on like any of them just yet, because you had, Casey and Anaya, that was kind of a fluke, right? Bryce and Trinity. Nah, I don't know. That could work. When we first saw Bryce and Trinity, we thought they were trying to pull the whole Alandria Nick type vibe, right?
Yes.
It didn't quite work. Bryce has a decent personality. I mean, there's not, he's cool. He's pretty chill. He's not like. He's not, it's not like a standout personality where, he's like, it's a strong personality where like Nick kind of had like a very unique,
he did,
he was funny, he was charming, and Bryce is
the life
chill.
Of the party.
Yeah, Bryce kind of got that more cool vibe, so he's not really like a huge standout. And then let's see, you had Zach and Kenzie. I definitely didn't think Zach and Kenzie, that was kind of a weird pairing. And obviously, we're just going kind of off just like aesthetically, right? Because we haven't gotten their personality yet.
Yes.
Zach and Kenzie originally, I was like, okay, maybe not. We'll see how that goes. Probably the strongest, at least aesthetically, that went together was going to be Melanie and
Sincere.
Yeah.
I agree with that one. Yeah, I think that like, just from day one, right? Because obviously they don't know each other. They're just going off of aesthetics and vibes at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that those two were most compatible or most likely to at least spend some time together and like see where it goes from day one.
Yeah. What I felt as time went on, her personality was fairly strong, and he seemed to be more. He's not immature. He's just young and still kind of young minded. I don't think he's like quite there with her. I'm not gonna say like she's incredibly like mature. I just think that she's more of a very. She has a very powerful kind of personality. What's what I'm looking for? Not powerful, but like not dominant, but
not really like dominant, but she definitely does have that like just kind of like a strong personality.
Yeah, she has a strong personality. And he seems to be like the one who's going to like always have to be explaining himself to her because she's like on it. She's, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so I don't know if that dynamic works. And I think as we further go along, like we see that it's kind of not working. They look cute together, but I don't know if that, I don't know how long this one's gonna last. Obviously we'll get into like Melanie and her whole, blow up, towards the end. And then we have Sean and Bea.
Bea.
Sean seems like, okay, this is my impression of Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, he's a cop, right? Or he was a cop. Apparently, the mayor or the chief, wherever cities he's from, is mad that he quit his job to go be on the show. So he quit being a cop to be on the show. He's young. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it.
Absolutely. You got to live your life.
Yeah, you're only young
Absolutely.
once. Do what you do.
He'll be fine. He'll get a little influencer career out of it, and he'll be good to go.
Here's my thing with Sean. Sean, I think, understands like his whole kind of charming dynamic where Sean, he's a cop. He's a handsome guy, but I'm not saying he's not a nice guy. He's a nice guy, super chill, but he also kind of acts like he doesn't know what he's like capable of or what he has. Like he tries to act like he's not as handsome as he is, or he doesn't know that he's like a good looking cop, you know what I mean? Which is a rarity, right? We know that cops who, are like, in shape and look like, they usually end up on social media and have like followers, and people are always jumping at like the whole, people are always jumping at like, oh, like that's a good looking cop, and you know what I mean? So like I feel like Sean's cool, but you're not fooling me. I feel like Sean has a lot more experience than he's like leading on.
Yeah.
He may not, at first I thought he might be a player. He does seem to have like be in touch a little bit with his like emotional side, a little bit of emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. But I also think that he's playing like sweet, soft guy. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
Not saying he's not a sweet, nice guy. I'm just saying the whole delusional about who he is and what he looks like.
It could be like a facade.
Yeah, I don't know if I like. It's part of his charm, and I ain't mad at it.
Maybe
but
he wants to come off as like like a humble man.
Yeah, for sure. And he might be humble, but like at the same time, he probably has enough girls that throw themselves at him and talk to him and holler at him that he knows like, okay, like,
you're
you're an attractive guy. You know what you got. Okay,
absolutely.
So but anyways, like he ends up with Bea, who Bea's cool. She's got like a chill personality.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like one of the guys, kind of, I feel like.
Yeah. She has like this sporty, like kind of like, I don't know. She's kind of like
masculine a little bit.
Just because of like the way that she like speaks and like carries herself. But
she's definitely like one of the homies.
I will say she's not my favorite, but I'm sure we'll get into that. I'm sure she'll show me more as the season goes on.
Yeah, for sure. And then you got Casey and Anaya, who like I don't know. Anaya's I don't know.
She's a sweet girl, but I'm not like impressed by that one. I feel like they definitely could have picked a little better.
Yeah, we'll see how that one works out. I think that like nothing's happened with her, right?
No,
she seems to be in like she knows all the tea, all the business of everybody, but like
and she's like a girl's girl.
Yeah.
She's like hyping all the other girls up and is like a sweet friend. But like I'm interested to see like, if she's gonna find someone in the villa for sure. I
am too. I think we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I think that and Love Island does a good job of kind of like focusing on one couple and then like or one or two people, and then like other people are side stories or side quests, and then all of a sudden, boom, a bunch of drama happens with that. Like they're pretty good at that, especially if the person's lasts quite a bit of time on the season, because I mean they'll do that. They'll have somebody who's like a huge deal and be all in the drama for like 5 episodes, and all of a sudden they fall off the face of the map and we don't hear anything from them, and you're like, damn, what happened to such and such? Yeah,
so crazy. And for that reason, it's kind of hard to like keep up with things too.
So we'll see what happens with Anaya. It could just be one of those scenarios where it's like they haven't really gotten into her story just yet because she hasn't, no drama has really come her way. Same with kind of KC. Mm-hmm. Same thing with him. Casey seems pretty chill. I like Casey. He's one of the homies. He seems like he'd be cool. Seems fairly mature, right? I mean, he's just a good personality all around. Seems like an okay guy. Hasn't had much drama yet. I'm sure it's coming. But for now, he just seems like a cool guy. I don't know. I don't have a deep read on him just yet either, because he's kind of in the same place as Anaya.
But also, he kind of gives like frat boy to me a little bit. He's not wild, but just his look and the way that he's dressing. I don't know. And I know they're really young. So that could be why I'm like putting putting two together. He kind of looks like, what is it called? What is that fraternity that's like really popular?
Well, there's a lot of them. Excuse her ignorance on fraternities, but you have like Kappas and you have Alphas, and you're probably thinking of Noops. You're probably thinking of Kappas, but Alphas are just as popular. You know, Q dogs, which are the bigger swole guys who beat on their chest. They're gorillas, and then you have Sigmas. So they're all kind of, they're all fairly popular in their own way, depending on what campus you're at. But he strikes me more like maybe like an Alpha. I don't know. Let me not do that instead, in case his fraternity's listening and they get mad. Yeah, they don't play that. They don't play that. But
and then we also had Zach and Kenzie, which we'll get into that.
I mean, we can get into it now. Okay, so we got. All right, so let's do it. So you got Zach. So what happened was they give him like a day, right? And it's only been a day. Okay,
one day. At this point.
I do think the show hypes up some stuff. Like I think they hype the people up to kind of exaggerate their feelings a little bit, but also some of it seems to be a little bit overkill.
Also, you know what? I was thinking about this earlier too. Yeah. We have to remember that the cast members or the crew or not Bombshells. Oh my gosh. But they are literally isolated before they come onto the show as well. Mm-hmm. So I forget that when there's like drama in the very beginning, I'm always thinking like, where the hell is this even coming from?
Yeah.
But then if you think about the isolation that they go through and then they're thrown into the show and like it then makes sense why like emotions like run wild. Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there as well for anybody who doesn't know that
could
little
be true.
bit.
Yeah. We try to see the human side of this because sometimes we be looking at them like, what is happening right now?
It's like, what's wrong with you?
All right. Yes. So to get into the meat and potatoes of this, right? So they only been together for about a day, right? They kind of vibe, they just picked each other based on, do you like dogs? And then they are like, oh my gosh, we like the same thing. Okay. Congrats, you both like dogs and you're both a Cancer or a Sagittarius. Congrats. Like that's not the makings of a long relationship. Unfortunately. Sorry guys. I wish it was that easy. I do.
Yeah.
So anyways, they get like a day with each other. They spend a little bit of time with each other, kind of get the vibe, see if they like each other. So they did this kind of smart thing where they brought him back after the first day. They did the kind of two-sided door thing again. And on each side of the door, they had a red dot and a green dot. If the person on one side, and they couldn't see each other, right? So if the girl on one side stood on the red or the green dot, if she stood on the red dot, that means she didn't want to continue the relationship. If she stood on the green dot, she wanted to continue the relationship, and then depending on what the other side did would be if they ended up together or not, right? So the guy would stand on the red or the green, the girl would stand on the red or the green, and they would open the door and see if they were both standing on green. If one was standing on red, one was standing on green. So what happened was, obviously, they went through all the couples, and they did a kind of something real slick. So they brought in the Bombshells, a guy and a girl. And so during this, they bring in two Bombshells. They bring in Kayda.
Yep. And Gabriel.
And Gabriel. Okay. So they can't see each other on each side. And what they do is any of the couples that were standing on the red, like Gabriel when he goes to the girl's side, any of the girls who were standing on the red, he could choose two of them and take them away, right? Same thing on the guy's side. Kayda could choose two of them, take them away. So, spoiler alert, on the girl's side, Gabriel grabs Bea, who was standing on a red dot. She wasn't feeling Sean. And he grabs Trinity, who was standing also on a red dot, wasn't feeling Bryce. Okay. And then on the guy's side, you had Kayda, who went and grabbed Zach, who wasn't feeling Kenzie. And then she grabbed Bryce, who also wasn't feeling Trinity. Yeah. So they weren't going to end up together anyways. Unfortunately, Kenzie was standing on a green dot and Zach was standing on a red dot, right? So Zach wasn't really feeling Mackenzie. Mackenzie was definitely feeling Zach. This is kind of where the show, gets straight into the drama. All right, so first and foremost, Kayda, who comes in, and Gabriel comes in. Gabriel's like this Brazilian kind of like bad boy a little bit.
Yeah.
Decently handsome guy. I mean, what do you think? I don't know. Like,
I could see why like some of the girls thought that he was, really good looking. I just didn't think that he didn't like blow me away when he came out.
But
I didn't see him as a threat.
But on the other side, they bring Kayda, who is
yes, I love me some Kayda.
Very, very attractive.
Literally
light skin, green eyes, model, like
face card is lethal.
Yeah,
like let me tell you,
she's a beast. Like
I think that she is the most beautiful woman in Love Island history, and I will die on that fucking hill. I'll die on it.
I feel like you might be prisoner of the moment.
No.
You might be prisoner of the moment. You can't just make that claim.
Every season of Love Island, UK, and USA.
You're right.
I'm
but
sorry.
I feel like
it's been this long.
We can barely remember what happened in a week. You're talking 7 seasons.
I mean, that's so
There's
true.
been some baddies, man.
No, because I remember people like, what's her name? Bella. I thought she was gorgeous. No.
There's been some, I don't know. There was
Kayda, girl.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Kayda's a very, very beautiful girl. If she's not the best, I can't. I'd have to go back through the seasons because we're talking like people they brought on Casa Amor. We're talking people they brought on. Like that's a lot of girls. Okay, I'm gonna let you have this. I think you're a prisoner of the moment, but I think there's a case. I mean, I'm not gonna go against you. Kayda she's very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful girl. And the more they show her on camera, it's like she gets even more beautiful, which is kind of crazy. Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
And has the personality to match, which is also really dope because a lot of times, like when they bring somebody insanely attractive on, there's like some quirk or some sort of like, some sort of catch.
Something like really off about them where it's no.
Like we love the Amaya from last season, but she definitely was a little like,
I'd be like, no, girl,
she's a little wild one. She won.
Just sit there and look cute.
I mean, America loved her. She did win the season, but
she was really funny,
no, absolutely, she was a lot of fun. But she definitely had her like quirks about her for sure, and she could not find a guy for anything.
No.
Anyways, off of that, Kayda comes in, grabs Zach, and Zach is a handsome guy. He kind of looks like Aladdin to me.
He does. We keep
like
calling him Aladdin. Like that's who he is.
It's not an ethnic thing. He just looks like Aladdin to me, right?
Yeah.
I think he's like Greek, if I'm not mistaken. Or let me not get that wrong. I'm not gonna just call out.
He's just putting ethnicities on people.
I feel like he's talking about being like. I think he made a joke about Greek god to Mackenzie at one point, but I could literally be making that up. Anyways, so she grabs Zach, she grabs Bryce, and they take him away, right? And then Gabriel grabs his two. They take him away. Okay,
and they get to spend like the night getting to know each other.
This absolutely sends Mackenzie into a downward spiral. Okay, and not like, I mean, Mackenzie is acting like they have been together for like half the season. And Zach decided that he wasn't feeling her anymore. I mean, we're talking one night. They didn't even really mesh well. They were decent. Zach didn't like say anything crazy to lead her on. Like, this is where I want to be. I'm never leaving. And I mean, how do you make that decision after one night?
Zach literally verbally told her a couple of things. And this is why, like, we women really need to pay attention to the signs, okay? Because like sometimes they're subtle, but they're there. But he verbally told her that, she is not his type.
Yeah. That's like the first sign.
Literally.
That's like the first sign that as soon as your type comes on, it's probably going to be a switch up.
Yes.
And he didn't even choose her. He just didn't choose Mackenzie.
Yes, exactly. And so it's like, when you hear that, my like immediate thought would be like, it's just not going to be me. Yeah. Like, what do you think his type is just going to like grow into you? Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, if you're not my type, your personality better be like crazy.
Yeah, yes.
Especially when you're young, like visual is everything, right?
Yeah.
Physical attraction is damn near the most important thing. I mean, hell, even when you're older, but definitely when you're young.
Yes.
Like, that's what you're going for. What is my type? That's what I'm going for.
Absolutely. He even said that he was into brunettes. And also he said, he didn't say this to her, but he did say this to the camera, that that he wasn't going to like cuddle with her or kiss her that night because he did not want to lead her on.
Super commendable. Super commendable, man.
That's
like,
why,
come on, what are we doing? And
I
Zach
love
has
me
no.
Some Zach.
Yeah,
she was just delusional.
And even since then, he hasn't done anything like grimy. He hasn't done anything, Anyways, Mackenzie goes down a bit of a spiral. And yeah, she's basically acting like Zach just did her totally wrong. And the one thing sometimes I get a little irritated on the show is like, no, like sometimes people don't just like tell the truth to other people. Like it's like if that was me and I saw Mackenzie acting like that and I'm on the show, I'm like, Mackenzie, we've only been here for a day. Like this is a bit much, but
no
they never
talking about that.
They never do it, or the camera, or the show is good about cutting stuff like that out because we never ever see that. And you're like, come on, man, there's somebody that's level headed on this island, especially like, come on, what are we talking about?
But also, let me say this: what was happening were the girls. Kenzie actually kind of saw the signs, and she was like, I don't think that he is into me as much as I'm into him. Guess what the girls were saying?
Yeah. Oh, no, girl.
No, girl, he really likes you. You are overreacting.
Just delusional. Just delusion.
Like, are you kidding?
Why would y'all give into the delusion? Why would you do that to her, right? You probably gassed her into this.
Thing. She probably would have backed out a little bit if it weren't for the girls gassing her up and lying to her.
So Zach comes back, and so Kayda at this point has a choice after she spends the night with both the guys. She chooses between like which guy she wants to go forward with. Obviously it's Zach. Bryce is cool, but he's again, he's kind of I don't know, he just got the
he's
chill.
He's kind of like a hippie-ish vibe.
He doesn't have he's not a strong personality. He's like, he hasn't done anything bad, but he hasn't really stood out. Again, could be just one of those things where they haven't really honed in and focused on him just yet. But definitely, obviously, like I would say looks wise, Zach probably was more a little bit Kayda's type, I'm going to assume. Anyways, so yeah, Kayda chooses Zach. Yeah. And the Mackenzie is basically just, she won't talk to Zach. She won't go, she spends half of the night talking about how she doesn't care, or not that she doesn't care, but that she's like over it. But she spends like the night and the rest of the next day talking about it, being bitter,
and
being
clearly
mad.
upset. Yeah.
And it's honestly one of the first few times that somebody, like, I've watched somebody deny a talk. Because even like regardless of what the two people are going through, they always like end up talking like, oh, y'all are better. At least y'all talk it out because y'all are better than me. I mean, I don't see many people deny being asked to go for a chat.
Yeah.
And so Zach asked her twice if she would go for a chat, and she tells him no. Like, she's clearly very like bitter towards this, and she's at this point like crying. She's talking about how like she always gets cheated on, and I'm just like, whoa,
it's like
whoa.
Like, y'all have known each other for a day.
We're not here yet. There's no cheating. There's no
he wasn't committed to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
So crazy.
Yeah, so that was I guess I should feel bad, but it's just like, somebody tell this girl this is like, it's been one night, and I feel like maybe Bayo was one of them hinted at it, like, we ain't been here, I'd see if I was here like 5 nights, and then he told me that, I'm the one, and blah, blah, blah. She wasn't even talking about that situation. She was talking about another situation, but she did say that. She was like, if we had been here 5 nights and, he was already into me and told me he was not leaving, and then he pulled this, cool, that's one thing. Again, Zach didn't even pull anything. He just got pulled and wasn't feeling Mackenzie. He did absolutely nothing wrong. Mackenzie's wrong here. For sure.
For sure.
So that's her,
She's unhinged.
She is a little unhinged, and I think that's a huge red flag. And she ends up in like a situationship now with Sean, which is a really weird kind of dynamic, because Bea left Sean to go with Gabriel. Mm-hmm. And now Gabriel and Bea are a couple, which they seem to kind of mesh well. I think Gabriel ends up telling her that he's like, again, spoiler alert, he's not really feeling her. Like, it's just not his type. And he said Mackenzie is more kind of his thing, right?
Which is really interesting.
Yeah, and it's like, see, like Mackenzie, like, just, it's first week, a lot can happen in a week, man. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow,
be
okay?
normal.
Yeah, it's cool.
Somebody will want you.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, Sean and Bea, they had like really crazy chemistry in the beginning. So I was actually really shocked.
That
they did not like work out at all. But I do think though that I like Sean. I like his like.
We like Sean a lot.
Yeah,
Sean's cool. Like I said, I do think he plays the whole like, oh, I'm a cute guy and I'm a cop. Oh, I didn't know that. I think he does that a bit, but
he was really.
I think he does it innocently. Like, he doesn't do it like facetiously where he's trying to get over. I think it's just kind of part of his little stick to like a little bit of game, I'm not mad at it.
And
like,
I could see it working too.
Yeah.
I could see it working.
Yeah.
But he was hurt, right? He did come off like a little hurt that Bea had. Chose
Gabriel,
the other guy,
which again, she didn't really choose him.
It was definitely more of a. But the thing is like, I mean, I feel like when you're chosen by the Bombshell in the way that they had just did it on that episode, you kind of chose them as well because you put your all into that for them to even want to choose you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And their chemistry was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But
Sean did take it a little hard, which was, that was also kind of crazy. Now, he didn't flip out like Mackenzie.
No.
He talked about it a little
very
bit.
Mature about it.
Yeah, he was mature, but he was like, he was a little down about it. I don't know if that was an ego thing or if, I don't know, he was trying to play to the cameras. I felt it was a bit much too because he seems to be smart enough to know like that wasn't that big a deal. And I don't know if Bay is like the girl you're really tripping over like losing. I don't know. That just could be me.
She's not my favorite,
to throw no shade.
I'm not.
Yeah, but I'm not, I don't know Sean. I mean, maybe that's just 100% his type for all I know. But yeah, they ended up discussing it, and Bea did tell him, she was like, it's like we just got here. I want to explore. Like, I'm still into you too. We could still like chat and do our thing. Like, again, first week. Let's meet everybody, okay?
Yeah.
Like, let's see who we vibe with. We got forced into these couples based on if we like plants or not. Let's maybe explore some more, okay?
Absolutely. And it was so like refreshing to see him say like, oh, wow, like now I see her perspective and he wasn't,
hey, like this
hurt over it anymore.
Yeah, like if anything, even if Sean, whether he played to the camera or not, even if he was really kind of like his feelings hurt or just it was an ego thing, everybody please take some lessons from how to handle these type of situations. Yes. He took it to the doc. He told her how he felt about the situation, and they disagreed for a little bit in the beginning. I mean, he pushed back on her, her wanting to try things out with Gabriel, but she went into a fairly better explanation of like I'm still feeling you. I want to explore things with Gabriel, but like it's our first week. We haven't committed to anything, and because because Sean got her perspective from it and it made sense to him, he was like, oh, you know what? I didn't think of it that way. Yeah. He was like, that makes sense. And it was it was a really good kind of example of how to like communicate and work something like that out, and for like a guy to, instead of just like continuously pushing how he feels about something, saying, you know what, that was a good perspective, I can kind of see where you're coming from. And not just a guy, just anybody in general, I think is a really good like representation of how we should handle situations. Hey, give me some perspective, and even if I don't agree with your perspective sounds reasonable. And so I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's not something I wanted to feel, right? Obviously, but like it, thank you for the conversation and for explaining it. And now we can kind of move forward from it. I really see when I see stuff like that, Sean lets me know like he has a little bit of emotional intelligence in there. Yeah. And that's dope. That's dope to see, which again lets me know like he's a little bit more mature than he is. So the whole like I'm delusional about, my capabilities. That's why I don't be believing you, bro, because you're smarter than you let on. Okay. So then we have I think we get into further into the show, and obviously we got to deal with the Melanie kind of blow up, but like maybe what starts leading to that. Yes.
With Sincere.
All right, so we got Sincere. All right, cool dude, chill guy. Got the long hair. We rocking the long hair. Me and my guy, we share that. We have that in common. Pretty suave cat. Nothing too like. He doesn't seem toxic or anything. I mean, I don't know what's your take on Sincere?
Far, okay, my take. This is so hard. I was telling you this earlier when we were finishing it up. They're all so young.
Yeah.
So I could see like the young-mindedness coming out, but also he's mature at the same time, which is very like interesting.
You think Sincere's mature?
Yeah, like he kind of has like this like emotional maturity, I think is what I'm getting at.
I don't think he's immature. I just don't think he has a well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, it's weird. Like I don't know how to pinpoint it. I know he's young.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like I don't think that he's really acting like his age, if that makes sense.
Okay. You're right. He is mature in that sense. He's not a toxic kid. He's not full of drama. He doesn't really even like play the whole like player type thing, kind of a little bit, but like he does seem so. Yeah, let me not say he's not immature. per se. I think he's not. I think
he's probably inexperienced.
I think that's what I'm looking for. I think that's the word. Like, he just seems like inexperienced in life. Like, he's still kind of finding himself. Yeah. That's what I feel like.
Okay, I could definitely, I get that vibe.
Because he doesn't have the strong personality, which he may never have that, but he almost doesn't have any person. I don't want to say like that. That sounds bad.
Yeah,
but I just feel like he's still kind of finding out. Like, you got to go through some things to kind of figure out who you are. Because the whole debacle with like Melanie, he spent a lot of time just like explaining himself and kind of like didn't really. I think he had a hard time with Melanie because, and obviously we'll get into it, but I think he had a hard time explaining himself to Melanie because he did. He liked the experience of like going through that situation and like coming out on the other end. On a positive side, right? He's just kind of reactionary as opposed to like proactive, like, oh, I can deal with the situation. I've been here before. It was more so like, I just got to explain myself. And oh my gosh, the way I explain myself isn't working. What do I do? And it's like, okay, walk away. And it's like, it's not immature, but it is lack of experience. So anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you want to get into just get into the story and then we can kind of talk about, obviously we jumped ahead a little bit, but I'll let you kind of go.
You are fine. Okay, so Sincere and Melanie, of course, great chemistry in the beginning, and during that challenge, the I call it red dot green dot challenge, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It was so cute because they both stepped on the green dots and they chose each other.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, we got a strong couple right here. Like these two are not going anywhere. They're probably going to be like the OGs that stay together through the whole.
Oh, I didn't get that vibe. I didn't get that vibe.
You didn't. Oh man, I did.
Every so often,
I think.
Every so often, like there wasn't like a clingy vibe. There was okay, you're a good looking kid. I'm a good looking girl. We should get. You have a chill personality, but there wasn't any like I didn't see like, oh my gosh, they are like totally into each other and in love. I don't know. I didn't get the vibe that they would last long, especially again, when you get a young kid like him, you start sending in baddies after baddies like, I don't know. And with her also being a very attractive girl, and in my opinion, before Kayda comes on, the most attractive on the island.
Yes,
by far. I don't even think it was close. I don't think any of the girls were close to her attraction wise. Yeah, like guys that come on probably will pursue her more, and I could just see her like, I don't know if because of Sincere still being like lacking experience, Melanie doesn't seem like the type to
like want to like wait for him to
she kind of was there to deal with somebody who's like again, mature is the wrong word, but I think Melanie is a bit above his level when it comes to maybe experience or even, and that could just be a girl thing, right? Because they say girls mature faster than guys. Like it doesn't even mean she has more experience, but it definitely seems like she has a more strong personality. And sometimes with people like her, you need a strong personality to deal with a strong personality because they respect it more and they like it more. It's more attractive to them.
That's very true.
And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, he's a little bit softer. He's a little bit like more
like passive.
He's a little bit more passive. That to me doesn't typically. The only time that works when you get like a Huda and a Jeremiah, where Huda's like overly like dominant, and Jeremiah's kind of like sitting in the back seat, and it's like that's what she wanted. Yep. But I don't think Melanie is that type. Melanie seems like she wants also somebody to be able to like handle her. And I don't know if Sincere was that guy for me, so I didn't get that vibe. But that's your take
Melanie
on it.
Melanie also did mention, like, even with her personality, she does mention a few times like how she has a difficult time finding somebody who can handle her personality. So she's also pretty aware of like how strong it is. And
I think that's only because if she's dating like guys that are like her age or younger, she's definitely going to have a hard time. She goes older and she doesn't have that issue as often, I don't think. Yeah. Because Melanie, I like her personality. Yeah. I absolutely could like mesh well with someone like her. Just because like there's nothing wrong with her personality, but it's definitely like, she just probably needs more of a dominant guy to kind of, handle that. And yeah, that's just kind of my thing with Melanie. I think the maybe an older guy, not old, but just like somebody older than her who has the experience.
Who has the experience, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Oh, okay, anyways, go ahead.
That's so important.
Yeah.
So yes, they chose each other, during that challenge, and insert Kayda, which because they chose each other, right? He wasn't chosen. He wasn't even like on her radar, honestly, and still kind of isn't. But when they all got back, they're like in the villa and things are going on. Sincere did ask Kayda to have a chat with them. And honestly, the chat was fine. It was just one of those, like, when you pull, they all pull each other for chats, right? Like that's what the show is mostly about, is forming connections, getting to know each other, even if it is like on a friend level as well.
Sure.
And I didn't see anything wrong, honestly, like with the type of conversation that they had. They were literally just asking each other questions, like as you would. And I do, however, feel like he said that he was open to, like just connecting with others, right?
Sure.
But they all are, like it's day one, day two at this point, I think is where we're at. But of course, Melanie did not like the fact that he pulled her for a chat. And I really think that it's more so he did a lot of reassuring to her prior to that even happening, right? So he definitely was kind of like, I wouldn't say like love bombing, but he did what he needed to do to make her feel like
as one
secure.
would with someone like Melanie, right? Like it comes with the territory when that's the hard part of being like the attractive girl, or all of them are attractive, but like the really attractive girl on there is like you kind of are the attractive girl, the most attractive girl, until you're not the most attractive girl, and so the guy who finds you to be the most attractive girl until the most attractive girl comes on that show, and now that guy is like, oh. There's better. I didn't know it. I wouldn't have pictured it. Right? Like,
so funny.
I can see that happening.
So Melanie had asked, because like of course the girls did not see the other like bombshell. So the girl bombshell was on the guy's side of the door. So Melanie had asked Sincere, like, what does she look like? And he said, she looked like you.
That was funny.
I literally died, because now it's like, okay, like insecurities here. Like she's really going to have like a hard time.
And I think we all did the comparison probably as soon as Kayda come on. I think we were all like, okay, Melanie, Kayda. I think that became a thing. Even though they are they distinctly look different. We immediately started comparing them to. Kayda has the very model look, right? Just slim, very, very structured face, green blue eye, very beautiful eyes, really, really nice face. But Melanie is really, really naturally pretty, just like the girl next door. But I don't want to even downplay it. Very pretty girl next door. I'm thinking like who played Colombiana? Who's the actress that played it almost came to my mind. Yeah, I can't think of her name. Shoot. She gives me that vibe. She gives me I don't know. I can't think of her name because I'm not good at actresses' names off the top of my head.
That's the same one that's in Avatar, right?
Yes.
What's the name?
The girl, yes. She gave me those vibes, right? Like beautiful girl, naturally pretty. It doesn't have to do much. Could probably wakes up out of bed. Not to say Kayda's not there either, but Kayda has the model look where it's like very just poised, and this girl's probably like, chill, I just look pretty, whatever. I don't want to keep comparing them to. It's a difference in like aesthetics. However, it's
both are stunning, and they're like neck and neck right there,
And it took us a little time to be like, dang, who do we think looks better? Like I couldn't figure it out until they kind of got beside each other.
Yeah.
And then it made our decision a little bit easier. But And guys, yes, we're human. We compare them all the time. How good they look.
Yeah,
and how bad
don't
they look.
judge us.
It is
you're
what
doing
it is.
It too.
Yeah. In any other world, I would tell you, hey, don't be shallow. But this is reality TV. You get to be a little bit trash. So
it is. And let's be real. Like on Love Island, that's like the looks are like it's just number
that's
one.
That's what it's all about. Right? They're half naked
like
the whole the whole season.
To?
Right.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So that's when things got rocky. Was like when he pulled her and. I don't think the chat was a normal chat. He wasn't like disrespectful to Melanie or anything like that. And but I do think that Melanie's insecurities just kind of started to creep in.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's okay. So to kind of talk about that just a little bit. Yes. Again, like you're probably normally in the that's again with girls like her, probably in most rooms you're in, you're probably the most attractive person there, right? And so sometimes when there gets some competition, it's a little hard to deal with. It does feel like you're being attacked, as opposed to there's a way to not be that person too. Like if you're smart about this, you befriend and be cool with the other girl who you're both attracted with, because you both start to kind of blend in with each other, and it's better for you, for your mental health, to just like accept. You know what I mean? Like
don't like compare yourself to the
like
person.
If I'm in a room
like,
and I feel like, hey, like I don't even. This sounds bad because this probably never happens. But okay, like hypothetically, if I'm in a room and I'm like, I'm the most handsome guy in this room, right? Yeah. And another really handsome guy comes in, like he doesn't become a threat to me. Like he becomes a friend to me. Like, oh shit, hey, what's up, dog? You know what I mean? Like, because it's like we could vibe. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you look good, I look good. We hey, listen, we could team up, you know what I mean?
Duo.
It's when you go the other way that it starts to become a problem. I'm not a competitive person at all. Listen, may the best band win. However, let's team up, and that way we don't have to have this weird, that's what I feel. Like, girls probably are a little bit harder at doing that, but like it'll work in your favor if you now, because now you both are just the two hot girls on the show, right? Nobody's comparing you, but now that you're at odds, we're automatically gonna be like, we're gonna pick a side. Yes, don't do that. I
didn't want to do that. I love you both.
But be smart. I'm telling you, on this show, if you're the hot girl on the thing and another hot girl comes on, get cool with her. Then just be the two hot girls on there, as opposed to being like I said, picking sides, because now we have to pick sides, and we saw what happened, right?
Yeah.
Kayda is not to be played with.
Yep.
Kayda's not to be played with. She's
really not,
which makes her even more attractive, because it's like, yo, she don't play no games either, and she did it in such a classy way.
I know. I love that about her.
So Melanie now has a bit of a vent. Obviously, it's over Sincere, right? And here's my thing about Sincere pulling Kayda. I don't have a problem with him pulling Kayda whatsoever. At the end of the day, if we're going to be realistic, pulling somebody else is not to have a friendly conversation. You may have a friendly conversation. That may be where it ends up.
Yeah.
But God forbid, if you guys vibe well, you now have now you have a situation. And that's the point of pulling somebody.
That's true.
So
you want to see if there is a connection.
Yeah. Sincere downplaying it sounds good, but ideally he pulled her because he wanted to see if there was something there. So him telling, this is the only gripe I have with that, because I could understand where Sincere is coming from. But yeah, you did pull her. And you were trying to see what that was. So he was like, oh, like, it was just a regular conversation. That's only because it was a regular conversation. Had she shown some sort of interest in you, had she been touching you, had she been close to you, it wouldn't have been a regular conversation. That just happened to be what it was. And you would have invited and welcomed every bit of it. So that's what Melanie's upset about. And I don't think I don't think Melanie even understands that well enough to explain it that way.
Yep.
But for him to say like, oh, we just had a conversation. Well, of course, because there wasn't any chemistry there. But you were checking the temperature for sure.
You sure were.
To see, because if there was chemistry there, there's a whole different conversation you're having with Melanie at this point.
Yeah.
And Melanie understands that, at least subconsciously, right? She maybe didn't vocalize it correctly. Although I think she was smart in the way where she said, like, I guess we'll just see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Like, you can say that. Sounds good, right? But it lets me know that obviously you're keeping your options open. But yeah, because he kept saying like, me and you, it's me and you. Like, I'm with you. And it's like, yeah, you're with her till you're not with her, right?
Exactly.
Like, of course you're with her now.
Until someone else comes along or Kayda decides like she wants to.
And that's where you were doing. Testing those waters.
Yep.
And I'm not mad at you for it. But call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? So that's what Melanie's upset about. Valid to be upset. Maybe her reaction wasn't the best, but she's a girl. She shed a little bit of tears. Like, her feelings were hurt. And it seems like with her, when she's upset, then she goes into like defense mode or combat mode, where it's like, oh, I'm not going to be played, as opposed to being like, kind of accepting it and then maybe moving amicably in a more mature way. She's maybe been hurt too many times in the past. Yeah. Where now she's like, if this happens to me, I'm going in combat mode. And so she does. She goes on the attack. And during one of the games, she takes it out on Kayda, right? Yep. Dunks Kayda in this slime, this nasty pink slime, right? Over nothing. And Kayda, her response was pretty devious, and she fought back. So
She did.
at the end, obviously, they get to pick a boy and make out with the boy, and he's like the main, the main one. Well, so she obviously picks Sincere, but she's not even really into Sincere. It was clearly just to say, yeah, you can dump me in some slime, but your man, like I'm gonna go make out with him
get
now.
Your man.
Yeah, and it was a session. It was a session.
It was pretty hot and heavy.
Yeah, so
that's for sure.
So, and the funny thing about that is Melanie, afterwards they had a discussion, and she absolutely called a truce on it, which was smart on her end, because you don't want, like, the pretty girl is also down to get in the mud. Yeah, don't play those games with her.
And you don't want that.
And it was a good get back. It wasn't no like, I'm gonna get you back and dunk you back. It's like, no, I'll go after you. I'll go after your man. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hurt your feelings a little bit.
And you know what? And she was really classy with it, because she also said, because at the end she also chose to dunk Sincere in the slime as well.
Yeah.
And she told Melanie, she was like, I chose him because I didn't want to dunk you, but I wanted to get back at you.
Yeah. She was like, I was going to dunk him regardless.
Yes.
Yep. And I was like, I respect it. I respect the hell out of it.
Yes.
She's proven to be a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely.
So, they had their little hash out. It was cool. I hope they're cool going forward. But then during that little game that they were playing, where they had to dunk people in slime after reading some sort of question, there was some new bombshell guy waiting in the one of like the rooms that the girls would go back into, and like this was a weird part of the show, because they would just show up in this room, like to go back inside, like back through and change or something, and there was just like a random bombshell waiting on them. And then he would just make out with them.
Just stick his tongue down your throat, and you're like,
who?
It's just random and out of
get
nowhere.
That's like the premise of the show, right?
Yeah.
But it just seemed really creepy.
And then he goes,
yeah,
don't tell the guys.
It's all of them. He said it to all of them.
All of them.
Okay, bro. Like, we get it. It was very cringe. And it was very creepy. And I don't think y'all should ever do anything like that again.
No,
if you bring a bombshell on, allow the girls to meet them and find out if they want to like pursue something with them.
Agreed.
Just having him in a room where they're almost kind of like, I don't know if they're
taking
forced.
it back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say forced, but definitely like on some maybe.
It's not probably consensual in my eyes.
It was like
because,
maybe
if
frowned
I'm in
upon
there,
to not kiss this guy or whatever. But like, yeah, just some random dude in a room. They go back in and he's like making out with every single one that comes in there. And I'm like, this is kind of weird.
It
I don't know.
was really weird because like I feel like there was like money going around and like they were supposed to like be picking up money.
And then the guy would just walk in.
And the guy is just like there and then he just goes for you. Like,
just immediately, like no talking.
Like,
it's
okay,
okay, yeah. I don't know. That was a weird thing.
How do you even know I'm in the mood?
Yeah, I understand what they're doing, but So anyways, new bombshells there. Girls are kind of going wild over the guy, but I think both of us agreed not really impressed. Like he's he's tall, light skin, good haircut, but pretty basic.
Yeah.
I don't know, in terms of just like how crazy the girls were going. No shade, no hate, right? By far, there's other better looking guys on the island, even the originals. I would say 3 or 4 of the originals look better than this, but they're like crashing out over dude. So whatever, I'm not a girl. I'm not here to, I always adhere to you, but you even said, I don't see it. I don't see it. Anyways, so
his name is Corbin.
Corbin. Yeah, Corbin. So this is kind of where the show ends in the end of this week, where Corbin, I guess, they're back at the villa, and we all know like Mackenzie's the one that's single, but I guess Melanie, and I will say it does seem like Melanie's trying to get a little bit of get back at Sincere.
Yeah, I think that because of her personality and how, like you had mentioned, just the type of like woman she's coming off as, like she's now in the mindset of she's made up her mind that Sincere is exploring other connections and that she's just going to do it too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that now she has her eyes, like she's just trying to figure out like, what other connections can she form?
Yeah.
And I think that she jumped a little too
soon. And she did say it's her type,
guy.
and it could be. She does seem like that might be her type. But I guess
I could see
I guess the
yeah.
girls were a little upset with her because they feel like Mackenzie's the single one and should have had a chance with the guy. I don't even know if Mackenzie really voiced that. Kenzie.
I don't know if it's Mackenzie.
I think it is, and she just goes by Kenzie. But anyways, with Kenzie, even before all this happened, when she came out of the booth after kissing the guy, so all the girls that came out, they were all smitten. Kenzie was actually the only one who came out, and I didn't think she was feeling it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that vibe, but she definitely wasn't like, she was like, that's kind of like, she didn't say anything ill, but she definitely wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe.
Thrown off.
Yeah, even when they cut to the whole like room where they talked to the camera, she really didn't say anything about him looking good. She just kind of said what happened.
Yeah.
She didn't seem like she was in. So you fast forward to this scene in the villa where the girls are kind of taking up for Kenzie, but I don't really feel like Kenzie cared in the first place, and almost seems like
she didn't even say anything.
Yeah, I feel like it was a forced argument. So and
Bea was the one who facilitated. She basically
which was random.
like,
I don't even know why they had a tiff in the first place.
It was so weird. Yeah, but like she was the one who was like, I think that Kenzie needs to, because she's single and she needs to be the one to like talk to him first. But they were all sitting there on the in the like the little circle couch with him, and of course Melanie jumps at it and says, can I pull you for a chat? And that's just what they're all there for, right? To form connections. And that really sent Bea into a spiral with just the fact that she already had it planned, right? Yeah. That Kenzie was supposed to be the one.
And I don't know why like Bea cared as much for Kenzie, like as her and Kenzie friends like that. I don't know. She was
so upset by it. It was really strange.
Yeah, so Melanie comes back and Bea says something to her, and she says, hey, I think it's rude that you did this. You shouldn't have done it. And they get in this funny little argument, and it seems like it ends because Melanie was like, she kind of smiles, and because Melanie was like, hey, I didn't mean to do it. It wasn't any ill intent. I just, I'm here to explore connections.
See anything wrong with it.
And then Bea could kind of push him back and was like, yeah, well, ill intent or not, you did it. And then Melanie was like, okay, I didn't mean to. And Bea was like, okay, but take responsibility. And Melanie was like, I did. I just didn't mean to. And so it kind of ends there.
Weirdest thing.
And then about 10 seconds later, Melanie, like you could just like her whole mood changes, and it was not the end of it. And she gets up and she is pissed off. She's angry. She's kind of going off. She goes, she
kind of does this like creepy like smile.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where she was like,
this is like, it's sad. It's sad because Melanie's now going to come off as crazy, but I personally don't think it was that crazy. I think she was, I don't know, maybe because I've dated enough girls with that type of attitude where I was like, this seemed kind of normal to me, where like where you're angry and you kind of flip, you get to a little crazy stage. I wouldn't even call it crazy. It was like almost like a exaggerated response to it, but like on purpose. It wasn't like she wasn't like conscious of what she was doing.
Right.
I think she was just mad. So she's storming around the thing, and she's like talking trash, and I don't know.
Saying that she needs 10.
Yeah, I need 10. And I feel like, I don't know if the show just repeated it 10 times or if they recorded her saying it 10 times, but definitely.
It sounded the same, like the first couple, weird. And then it kept going. So that's when you were like, are they like repeating that? Like, because
they weren't showing her mouth.
They
were like behind her. Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen, we're on to your little like things, Love Island. We're on to your little shenanigans. We know all
of the little, like the manipulation that they use and such.
They'll cut to like somebody's face when it looks mad, and it won't even be like that part of the episode, or they not even maybe the same day, but they'll have it make it look like it's their reaction to something, and they're like, and it wasn't, right?
It wasn't.
So like, you just got to be careful with shows like this. They do stuff like that.
Hate to spoil it for you guys, but every time we watch it, I think about those things.
Yeah,
I'm like,
did that happen like right
really?
Then and there? Yeah. And so they up it, and so anyways. That's where this kind of ends.
Yeah, I think so.
If you got more, like I'm just obviously you're just kind of spitballing. It was a whole week of recaps.
It was, yeah. And I think that those were like the main like drama points. Like the thing with Melanie, I feel like that was just all built up, and somebody had to get it. She wasn't giving it to Sincere.
Yeah.
And I think that Bea coming off the way that she did. Just kind of opened the doors for Melanie to be like, you know what?
I'm
like
done with this. Yeah, you're getting it.
You're getting everything that I feel towards Sincere and Kayda.
And it was unwarranted. I don't feel like it was warranted at all.
I think that
Bea sticking up for Kenzie. That's what a weird dynamic.
Didn't need to be stuck up for.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a weird dynamic there.
It's very weird. Bea is probably one of my least favorites. Sorry.
I don't like or dislike her. I mean, she's just there for me. I don't know.
Different.
She's just there.
She's different. Okay. But, who's your favorite so far?
Girls, guys.
Let's do one of each.
Okay. I love Kayda. I love her.
Yeah.
Not even just like
you're in love.
Yeah. Not even obviously like clearly have a thing for green eyes and light skin.
Yeah.
Right. Clearly. Right. But I like her personality that goes with like her looks, right? I do like a pretty girl, but a dope personality to go along with it.
That is so important.
Yeah.
I feel like women fail to realize like you have to be the total package. Just because you look good does not mean like you.
Well, it goes that same way for guys too, right? Like you can even on the show, like you could be a really handsome guy, but if you pull some BS, that looking good, like it won't get you. It won't get you that far.
And if you don't have like a good personality, and if you're not fun, like gross. Fuck out of here with that.
Yeah. So Kayda by far, and again, obviously, like she's definitely like my type. I mean, I'm older, so like I don't want to sound creepy, right? Obviously,
I know they're so young.
They're young.
Like, weird.
Like I'm just an onlooker, right? Obviously, I have a type.
Legal age.
Yeah, right. I have a type here clearly, so her, but personality wise, she does seem like somebody like for sure you could get along with. She's not, she's not toxic. She doesn't have a lot of drama going on. So there's that. And then guys, you want me to go guys? That's a hard one. I like Sean's cool, but I mean he's not like really like a standout. I think he's probably the most attractive guy on the island, for sure. Right now over is there anybody else? No, I think Sean, and again that's really because like with Sean, he just like he seems a little bit more masculine than the other guys. A lot of them are like small and look younger, like you know what I mean. Some of them look like teenagers, damn near. But I guess my favorite guy probably so far is gonna be probably Casey. I like Casey. Casey's chill. He's cool. He seems like he's not going to be with the drama. He's just there like doing his thing. I think when he finds a girl, he'll probably like try to make like obviously he's with Anaya right now. I don't know how long that will last, but even if it doesn't or it does last, he's not doing anything crazy to her. Like they have a decent relationship, and I think he's just kind of going with the flow and vibing. I like Casey. I hope he finds somebody else, somebody that comes on the island and likes him. But for sure, I like Casey. I think I think when somebody like pairs with him that really, really matches well with him, that he'll have a really good relationship. So I'll go with Casey from a guy, Kayda from a girl. Your turn.
All right. So Melanie, I still love her. Okay. But once Kayda came in, I mean, she stole my heart.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this woman is a literal goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stunning. Her personality, like everything about her is quite top tier. So she's definitely my favorite girly in the house. And then for guys, I'm with you as far as like Sean being the most attractive.
Yeah.
I definitely like his vibe.
You like Sean?
I like Sean, but you're gonna laugh at me.
Give it to me.
I have a thing for Aladdin.
You do have a thing for Aladdin. You bring him up a lot. You like Zach. Zach's cool.
I like Zach.
Zach's cool. I like Zach too. I don't, again, he's kind of one of those, like, for me.
He just seems very, like, just like soft.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, I like
which is
Zach.
so
Zach's
funny
cool.
because that's like the opposite of like you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, of course you could be soft with me and stuff, but like, definitely, I don't know. I think that he's really cute. He's just like very like unique looking.
He
We
is
call him
unique looking.
Aladdin because
Yeah.
like he literally does kind of look
Yeah.
like maybe a lighter skinned version of Aladdin.
Yeah, for sure.
But like he does have like a beautiful face, chiseled face.
Yeah.
Um,
He's definitely like a super
and he's
super
so-
attractive guy on the show for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's so mature.
he
I think
is.
everything else that comes with him as well.
It's always the foreign ones. Always the foreign ones.
Yeah,
always seem
they're
more
like
than,
mature and like
Americans.
and they're
Us in America, we're just
and he's not like he doesn't have like a super strong personality. I mean, the way that he's been handling Kenzie, you know,
he handled Kenzie really well.
I
Really well.
really
Yeah.
I was just like, that's a good man.
Yeah.
I don't see him doing anything crazy. I would be shocked, honestly, if like he like played girls or anything like that during the season. I just don't see that
you're
coming
right.
from him.
Yeah,
Sean, I could see it happening. I don't want it to happen
Yeah.
though, because like I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
He's a good looking man.
Yeah, Zach, I think means well. I could see that being a girl's favorite guy on the show for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, my thing with Casey is I guess I look at Casey like if I was on the island, I'd probably get along with him.
You would.
really well.
Yeah.
So I like
absolutely.
Zach, I probably just
You guys
wouldn't
would
like.
mesh.
Yeah, Zach's just he's chill, he's soft spoken, he's definitely like probably into different things. But I do think like somebody like Casey. If he did a fraternity, he went to college. I think we probably vibe the best on the show, so that's kind
Yeah.
of why he's my favorite. But no, I could see Zach being like a girl's. I absolutely could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely like the sweetheart with the looks to go along with it.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Well, we'll see if that. We'll see how we feel in like a week because everything changes.
I know. Yeah. I'm curious to know
a lot
if it'll
happens.
change.
A lot happens, right?
Absolutely.
We're rooting for you, Melanie. Hope get together because the Islanders are looking at you crazy. They're gonna exaggerate this, so get it back together.
And we want to see you find love, find a connection on the show. Okay. We're like, that's the thing. We got to let go of our past habits.
Yeah.
When those insecurities creep in, you got to suppress them, girl. Like you can't just.
Oh, and that's what I wanted to say about Melanie. Is like, dude, y'all get on these shows, and I get it. Like, especially for a girl, like they probably are looking for love, somebody that can grow with for a long term. But what you do is like you jump at the first guy you see who you're attracted to, and you decently like his personality, and then you maybe start planning like your entire future together. And then the moment it doesn't like really work out that way, you're devastated because you had such high expectations. Like, calm down. That's not how this works, okay? The first attracted guy you see on here is probably like, y'all have watched the show before. It's probably not gonna, very rarely do two people end up at the very end of the show together. Just like fill people out first. Just women in general, like fill the guy out first. Don't plan your marriage by the second date, okay? Don't plan how many kids you are gonna have by the first week, all right? Let explore the guy, right? You don't know his habits yet. You don't know his bad habits. You don't know if he doesn't brush his teeth in the morning. You don't know if he's bad at sex. Like, you don't know if he talks to other girls yet. You don't know if he's, a mama's boy and is clingy to his mama. Like, y'all have no idea all of these things that come up later as you like venture with somebody. So like, let's just like wait it out. Women, wait it out, okay? Get the whole guy, get the whole thing right. I know we can come across very charming. A lot of us understand women, so we adapt really well and we come across as the charming, hey, we're marriage material off the bat. But like, marriage material doesn't just mean like, oh, he's a great guy. Like, it also means like we mesh well, right? So y'all just calm it, just chill it out.
No, that's great advice because I feel like, what do I say? If you have watched any of the previous episodes, 2 years, guys, like 2 years is not a long time. Be patient and like actually get to know every single bit of your partner. This goes for girls and guys as well. So that's very important. And then you don't have to end up in situations like this.
Okay. That is week 1 of Love Island season 8. That's our recap for this first week, and then we will see what happens this upcoming week.
Yes, I'm excited.
Thank you guys for tuning in for Love Up for Debate. We'll be back to our regular scheduled program at the end of this week, and then we'll get back into another week recap of Love Island.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time, we'll see you later. Have a good one.
Bye.